everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a video request I got from one of my viewers, and I believe your name is Shasta. I hope I didn't mispronounce that, but she asked if I could do like a drugstore, like favorite type videos of things for like people just getting started in makeup. And I am a drugstore makeup lover, and I have very few like super high-end type of things in my makeup collection, and drugstore is just one of my favorite things, even though like over the years drugstore prices have been climbing so high it almost might as well some of these products be like a more of the lower high-end, I guess, price point, but a lot of these things I have are super affordable and things that I have been using forever, and all of these are either things you can actually find at the drugstore or are really close in drugstore price. So I will get through and show you guys all of the things that are my favorites from the drugstore. So starting off, the first thing that I have been loving, and it's something that I've been doing with my skin for about, I would say consistently for about the last 6 months, and that is using an oil for my skin before I put on makeup, or even if I'm not going to be wearing makeup that day, I'll just put a little bit of oil on my skin. And my skin is very dry, so it literally just soaks up all the oil within like probably like an hour or two. So there's a lot of different oils you can use for this. Some people like coconut oil. It's very affordable. You can get it at the grocery store, or you know, whatever kind of oil that is safe for your skin to use. Now, one that I have been loving that I just recently got, and I joked that it was going to last me the rest of my life, but I love this so much and I've been using it so much that I don't know if it will last me as long as I thought. So this I got from Marshall's. The price of it was really reasonable in my opinion. So this was $7.99, and it's from Measurable Difference, and it's called the Rosehip Hydrating Body Oil, and it's a very large oil. This is 4 fluid ounces or 118 milliliters. So even though that's not like a drugstore product that you could get from like CVS or Rite Aid or Walgreens or Walmart or what have you, it's still within what I would consider like a drugstore price, especially like I've been saying, the drugstore prices have just been climbing over the last few years. So if you are a dry skin girl, definitely try using an oil. My next favorite is a moisturizer, and I've probably gone through at least like 6 of these, and this is, I believe it's around $7-ish. I get this from a grocery store called Aldi, and this is from the brand Lacura. It's called the Q10 Day Cream. I just really like it. I don't need a whole lot of it because it's a little bit more of a thicker type of moisturizer. It smells nice. It's pretty inexpensive for my taste. For about $7, I think that's a pretty good price for this. It lasts me about a month and a half or maybe 2 months depending on how much makeup I'm wearing or how much I'm putting on throughout the month. So next for primer, this first one is not a traditional like actual primer, but it's one I've been using a bit, and I actually do like this. The Nivea Men Sensitive Post Shave Balm. Nikki Tutorials like talked about this a long time ago about how it's her favorite for being a primer and stuff because it has glycerin in it, and glycerin's supposed to make stuff like stick to the skin better. I use it on and off. I don't know if it really like makes my makeup like so much last longer, but when I first apply it, it just kind of makes it look a little nicer throughout the day. But one that I do have that is an actual like primer product. This is a baby sample of it. I've had the large one before, but I haven't had it for quite a few months now, and this is the Hard Candy Sheer Envy primer. They've got so many different types of primers now. When they first came out, I think they only had like this like white one, but I think they've got like all kinds of different ones, maybe like pore filling or like luminizing. I haven't looked at them in quite a while, but that's one that I really liked, and I believe when I first bought it, it was about $6. Again, I don't know if the prices have changed. I will have to look them up and insert them if I remember to. And next for foundation, one I've used so much. I actually showed this in my last empties videos, and it's the e.l.f. Acne Fighting Foundation, and I actually have 4 bottles of it. I really like this. This one I also believe was around $6 unless they've changed the prices. But these, I love these. I actually ended up like cutting open one of the bottles to scrape every last bit of the foundation out of it. I just really like it, and it's so good for such an inexpensive foundation. I find it builds really easily. You know, with the first coat, if you apply it lightly, it really does kind of look like skin to me. It doesn't look like I have this cake face of makeup on, and I really like it. The only thing I wish is that they had more colors. I feel like they probably had maybe like 6 or 7 different colors. I wish they had one that was one step lighter than the last one, because sometimes I do have to end up mixing a little bit of a lighter foundation just to make it work for me, but I like it so much that I don't really mind. So for concealer, my favorite is the Hard Candy Glamoflauge concealer. I have used this pretty much consistently for the last 4 years, I would say. I know a lot of people don't like this, and I don't know how they don't like it. It's very similar to like the Kat Von D Tattoo Concealer in the fact that it's very full coverage and really, really pigmented. Now, some people don't like this because they say it creases under their eyes, and I totally agree. If you were to use this on its own, it would totally make a creasy mess if you're wearing it under your eyes or anything like that. So one thing that is absolutely necessary with this product is a setting powder that I love, and that powder is the e.l.f. High Definition Powder. Another one I like is the e.l.f. Under Eye Setting Powder. It's in a much smaller little container. I would say just go for this one. This might have been maybe $8 to $10. It has lasted me for about 2 years now, and it's still so much. And I just think that's great, and for the price, it has lasted me so long, so I definitely think it's worth it. So for bronzer, the one I've been using the most often was the Wet n Wild Color Icon Bronzer in Bikini Contest. It is this giant bronzer, and one thing I like about this one is that it's very decently pigmented, but it's not so pigmented to the point where you can really kind of overload your brush super easily. This one's very blendable and very easy to build, so if you want more of that kind of warmer color, you can just add more, but it's definitely, I feel like, more of a foolproof kind of bronzer just because you can build it up so easily without it being super intense with the first swipe. And then another bronzer that I really love, another e.l.f. product, this is the Contouring Blush and Bronzer Duo in the color St. Lucia. So this would be great for if you want a blush or bronzer duo, which I will talk about next for blushes. But with this bronzer in particular, this one is a little more, well, I would say a lot more pigmented when you kind of first apply it. If you have way too much on your brush, it will show. So you do have to be a little more careful with this one. I would say like just barely dip your brush in and kind of like tap it off if you want a super subtle kind of look. And the blush in this one is great as well. I really like it, but a couple other blushes that I also have really been loving that are from the drugstore. Another e.l.f. one, this is one that I've been using the most lately, and it's the e.l.f. Mineral Blush in the color Sweet Retreat. It's completely matte. Mine had a little bit of an accident, so that's why it looks a little ugly, because I had to like repress it, but it still works just as fine, and it's beautiful. Another cult favorite blush that I love is the NYX Blush. It looks like this. I don't know if they still sell these anymore. This one is in the color Bourgeois Pig. It's like a light mid-tone pink with no shimmer or anything, and it's just really pretty. It's one that I've loved for so long, and I've used this like so much, and you can still see the little impression on there from whenever they press it. It just lasts so long, and you don't need much at all to really have this show up. And then one of the most surprising ones that I got, this is by Kleancolor, and it's called the Miss Chick Universally Flattering Blush. This one is in the color Petal. This was $1, and I got it from Shop Miss A, and this is like one of the most surprising things that I ever ordered online, especially from like a $1 makeup product. It is so good. I was not expecting it to be that great, but it's so pigmented. It's another one of those products you want to be a little bit careful with when you're putting your brush into it, kind of tap it off a little bit, but it's so great, and they have like so many colors of these, and it was $1. So this one I think is really great, especially for the price. So next, moving on to highlighter, this is another Hard Candy product, and this is called the So Baked Bronzer in the color Tiki. Mine is very well used. You can see it's almost gone, but it's still got quite a few uses left out of this. I would say if I were to use this for the next like 4 months, it would still hold up greatly. So this is actually called a bronzer. I would not call this a bronzer at all. It's what I'm wearing today. It has this nice, not over the top sheen to the skin. It's definitely not as reflective as the Becca one, but I think that can also be better because for some people they want the highlight, but they don't want it to really exaggerate their pores as much. So I think that this is great. It gives you that nice shine without being too much. So the last thing for my face product that I like to use, another e.l.f. product, I'm sorry, but it's what I use and it's what I love. This is the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set Spray. I like to put a couple sprays of this over my face after I've done all of my skin makeup because it really just kind of like melts those powders into the skin and kind of takes away that super cakey powdery look, and it just really like makes it look like skin for me. I can't go without using that. I love it so much. Next, for eyebrows, the first product I have is one I really like but I haven't used in quite a while, but I did use it today, and this one is called the NYX Eyebrow Gel. This one's in the color Blonde. I really love this. The only thing that kind of bothers me about it is you kind of have to like massage the tube a little bit. If you haven't used it in a while, it can kind of like get a little like blocked up and can be kind of hard to squeeze out, and then since you have to squeeze it out, you have to have somewhere to like squeeze it out onto. But the product itself is great. The only thing I would probably recommend trying out the NYX Tame and Frame, which is basically like the same thing in pot form. I think when I use this up, I won't repurchase this, but the product itself is great. So for eyeshadow, it's kind of a hit and miss at the drugstore, and I've kind of just, to be honest, stopped buying eyeshadows from the drugstore with very few like exceptions. One of the exceptions is Wet n Wild, and I really think they're some of the best eyeshadows from the drugstore because they're such a good price. So one of the first ones, this is what I used today. This is one of the Wet n Wild like 8-pan, and this is called the I Heart Matte, and this one comes with 4 neutrals and then 4 more kind of like brighter fun colors. So you've got the white, and these are all completely matte. I used all 4 of the neutrals today, and I love this so much. Another one that's my absolute favorite, but I don't think they sell it anymore, is the Wet n Wild 6-pan one. It kind of looks like this, and this one was called Vanity, but it's very similar to the last one. The ones that I use the most are these matte here, which are about the same color as those, and then it's kind of got like some shimmers on the other side, but I don't use those as too much, but they're really great as well. So if you can find this anywhere, totally pick them up. They are amazing. Again, I love the Petal Pusher one. This is great. They also have a blue palette, and even their little trios are pretty decent as well. I have quite a few of these as well. For liquid eyeliner, this is just bomb. I love this. It's the Maybelline New York Line Stiletto Ultimate Precision Liquid Liner. It looks like this. It is a felt tip brush, and it dries matte black, and I just love it. I've talked about this so much, so this one is just my absolute favorite. And so I don't really have like a drugstore mascara to recommend at the moment because it's been a while since I've used them, but I've always really liked L'Oreal mascaras and Maybelline. I never really cared for CoverGirl too much, but I'm sure there's some I liked. The last one I used that I did like was Revlon what was it called? Revlon Lash Potion. That one I actually really liked, but mascara is another one of those kind of picky things. It's kind of just something you gotta try for yourself. Some people like drier ones, some people like wetter ones, some people like plastic bristles, some people like fiber bristles. There's such a world of mascara, and it's just kind of one of those personal things. So for lipsticks, again, ColourPop, really inexpensive. I think these are probably $5 or $6, and these are the ColourPop Lippie sticks. I think I have about 6 of them, but I love these. Today I used the color Westie, which is this one. They have a very fine slim tip to them, so I find it's very easy to apply, and it's so pretty. They also have coordinating lip liners for all the shades, so if you're one of those people that really loves to use a lip liner and a lip product together, you can easily find the perfect match. And then one of my last favorites for lipsticks, these are more of like just a traditional standard type of lipstick. These are by Maybelline, and they are called the Vivids, I think, the Color Sensational Vivids. They're in the tubes like this. They have so many different like lines within the this line, so they've got like all the different color packagings. These are absolutely great. This one's beautiful. It's called Lilac Flush. It's kind of that pinky lavender color I always talk about. They're super pigmented. They feel great on the lips. They have a very slight kind of like moisturizing kind of look to them, so they're not super dry. And these are they're just great. And I think for the most part, the drugstore has some amazing products. The only things I usually stay away from the drugstore is honestly just eyeshadow. I find that some drugstore brands their eyeshadow's just not up to quality. But honestly, lipstick, foundation, blush, bronzer, highlight, all of that I think is just so numerous from the drugstore. It's great. So that is it for the video. Thank you so much for the request, and if anyone else has any other video ideas that you would like me to do, or if there's products you want me to try or anything like that, please leave me a comment below and let me know, because I am always up for video suggestions. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram. Link is below. And until my next video, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.